How fast can you beat Terraria with mods? Speedrunning is usually a test of skill to see how a player can use the game's mechanics to beat it as fast as possible. But what if we replace test of skill with 1,000,000% movement speed? I want to answer the question, how far can you push the Terraria speedrun limit if you have the most efficient tools and mods available? The short answer is, my computer crashed 12 times. The long answer is the rest of this video. The goal is to beat the Moonlord in Terraria using any and all mods that I can. The only rule I'm giving myself is that I can't spawn things. I have to craft and find all the materials and enemies. Because if I could spawn things, well, this would happen. Gonna give myself the Scarlet Devil Spear, activate God mode, spawn the Moonlord, and 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks, I win! Terraria completed in under a minute. Yeah, so no using cheat sheet or spawning things. To decide which mods to use, there are 3 main aspects of the run we need to solve. Weapons, to kill the bosses fast. Movement, to get to the bosses fast. And armor, to survive each boss fight. And all of these things need to be obtainable quickly. My first thought for a weapon was the endgame calamity weapons like the Scarlet Devil. Does 40,000 damage each throw, but actually obtaining this is impossible. You have to defeat the endgame calamity bosses to get it. So we need a mod that gives easily craftable weapons that also deal more damage than a tsunami has on a campfire. I bring you the One Punch Man mod. The One Punch weapon does this much damage and is crafted using 1 dirt and 1 stone. Weapon complete. I tested it and I should be able to get the One Punch within 20 seconds of spawning. I mean, it did take me 80 seconds, but I'm not exactly a mechanically gifted speedrunner. That's why I'm doing this run. Next, movement. I need to get between each of the bosses quickly. The required bosses in the game are Skeletron, Wall of Flesh, all 3 mechanical bosses, Plantera, Golem, Lunatic Cultist, the Celestial Pillars, and the Moonlord. This means we have to go from spawn to the dungeon, down to the underworld, back to spawn, to the underground jungle, into the lizard temple, back into the dungeon, and then all across the map for the pillars. So in other words, we have to pump the... This clip of me breaking time and space to get from one side of the map to the other is the item Burden Breaker. It speeds you up as you move. I can use this to cross the map horizontally in an instant. There's only one small problem with this item. I am stuck in the wall. Please, I want to go home. I left my Bitcoin mining on. So we might need a slightly less fast item. At the start of this, I wanted to showcase the popular mods that are flashy and look cool, and now I'm downloading mods called Overpowered Stuff. I'm far too desperate for this being 3 minutes into the video. But I think I found a few mods that'll work for everything. I'll make my first attempt and explain what I'm doing and which mods I use. Oh, and the most important mod, the speedrun timer, always ticking at the top of the screen. Attempt 1. Start off by chopping down a tree like any regular playthrough. You'll need 148 wood in total. 69 wood crafts an overpowered chest plate that gives you 10,000 health, and another 69 wood crafts overpowered wings for movement. Next, mine 11 dirt and 1 stone to create the One Punch and a pickaxe. Ah, damn it, I flew through this guy. I just pressed jump lightly. These wings are too strong. It costs 10 dirt to craft an overpowered pickaxe. Now we have armor, wings, pickaxe, and a huge fist. We are ready to fight bosses. Since it's not night yet, we can't fight Skeletron, so our first boss is actually the Wall of Flesh. Mine straight down and go to hell. Side note, I might have accidentally cut this small section off the screen and left the cheat sheet on, but I won't use it, don't worry. Now that you're in hell, find a guide voodoo demon, kill it, sacrifice the Great Jake, and kill the Wall of Flesh. You've now beaten the Wall of Flesh in under 4 minutes. Now take off your overpowered armor and drown in lava to return to the surface. Put your armor back on, and now we're going to fight the mechanical bosses. Wait. I have to craft the summoning items. Oh, I didn't think this through. To spawn them, I need to mine iron, get souls of night and light, and a bunch of other materials. That's so much more effort than a modded speedrun should be. I don't want to do it. Wait, I have an idea. I have an overpowered pickaxe. I can break through the jungle temple and just skip to Golem. This is easier than I ever thought. Nope. It's not spawning. After much research, I have discovered to spawn Golem, you need to kill Plantera, and to spawn Plantera, you need to kill the 3 mechanical bosses. So we have 2 choices. We could A, spawn the mechanical bosses, or B, download more mods. I don't want to have to craft the items that spawn the mech bosses, so I got a mod that lets you craft a Plantera spawning item, but I need 150 chlorophyte bars to craft it. So I went to mine chlorophyte in the jungle, and there's none here. Chlorophyte slowly only grows after hard mode is complete. Speedrunning makes this harder. That's when I hatched a plan. I'm going to travel through time. If I can speed up the Terraria world without speeding up the speedrun timer, I can grow chlorophyte fast, which means it's time for B. Download more mods. The mod Calamity comes with the item Cosmolite. It changes night to day and day to night, effectively skipping 24 minutes of gameplay and chlorophyte growth time in 2 clicks. Usually you need endgame items to craft it, but I downloaded a mod that gives it an easy crafting recipe with stars. But I don't have stars, so I'm just going to use a little bit of cheat sheet spawning. This is just attempt number 1. I'll do it properly next time. There we go, it's crafted. Now I just need a watch to look at the time while I spin the earth unbelievably fast to warp time. Oh, I think the game's broken. That wyvern crashed the game. I only punched him for 9 billion damage. What's wrong? A quick reload like nothing ever happened, and we can now change night and day. This is how fast time goes when you chew 5 gum. Time to check on the chlorophyte. And there's none here. Yes, I did cheat for Spelunker Potion, but it didn't work anyway. It turns out Cosmolite doesn't actually speed up time, it just changes it. See, Chlorophyte has a chance of spawning for each tick that happens in the game, and there are 60 ticks each second. Cosmolite doesn't make ticks happen more at all, which means we need to B. Download more mods. The Time Acceleration mod, an amazing invention. It gives me a magic watch that makes time go twice as fast. This is useless. I scoured the mod page for something useful, boss summoning mods or spawns anything, and then I found something. Fargo's Dirt Craft changes the recipe for every single item into 1 dirt. I can craft a Mega Shark with 1 dirt, craft a Life Crystal with 1 dirt. You can craft 1 dirt with 1 dirt. With this new power, the twins are dead. The Destroyer, dead. Skeletron Prime, dead. Dead, 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 dead. And finally, dead. I've done it! I've completed my first modded Terraria speedrun in 55 minutes. That's longer than the vanilla speedrun. And I cheated and spawned things in. Also, the dirt mod is a bit broken because I could just craft the Moonlord summoning item and instantly win. So I'm going to get rid of that one, which means we need to B. Download more mods. 15 times more mob spawns to farm loot, and the Celestial Towers are faster. Instant respawns for quicker travel to the surface, and a teleporter to the Plantera Bowl. I am going to craft the mechanical summoning items. The only other mods we have are overpowered wings, pickaxe, fist, and armor. It's time. Attempt 2. Quickly chop 79 wood so that you can craft the armor. You have to craft it before the 15 times increased green slimes kill you. Now you're safe, but you have to quickly collect your other resources and craft items, then mine straight down to hell. Summon the Wall of Flesh, sacrificing the Great Kevin. This time when you kill the Wall of Flesh, grab the Pone Hammer that it drops. You'll need this to destroy the altars. And grab a Hell Forge. You'll need to craft a Mithril Anvil for the mech bosses. You can see that in this run, I forgot the Hell Forge because I'm an idiot. Then drown in lava. The world is now in hard mode. Time to collect 9 Souls of Light and 9 Souls of Night. Just head underground and oops, the game froze. And when I reload it, the world is reset completely. Attempt 3. It crashed before I even started. Attempt 4. Chop wood, kill Wall of Flesh, go mining for Souls of Night. Crash. Attempt 7. Chop wood, invent a new explosive way of mining. Oh my god, this is kind of amazing. I should have just made a whole video about this one item. Okay, I guess I should have expected that one to crash. Attempt? More like 50 tempts. Oh, I started in a snow biome. That won't work. Reset. Attempt 51. Quickly swap to your axe and mine wood. You have to get 79 wood to make the overpowered armor so you don't die to the slimes. Then gather 69 more wood for wings and 30 pieces of dirt. A few changes in tools have been made. Instead of a regular pickaxe, use the bomb pickaxe to mine straight to hell. Also, the one punch weapon was causing the game to crash, so instead we use the overpowered sword that shoots projectiles across the entire screen. Kill a voodoo demon sacrificing the Great Kevin. Take the Pone Hammer and a Hell Forge. Also, hold on to any iron or lead ore that you'd get from mining. Get rid of everything else. Drown in lava and respawn instantly. You are now in hard mode in under 3 minutes. Now it's time to collect a lot of materials. Fly across your world looking for either a hallowed or crimson biome. In this case, I found hallowed first. So mine down to the cavern layer and kill all the enemies until you have 9 souls of light. Then die, respawn, and fly around until you find a crimson biome. Here there is a bit more to do. You still need to collect 9 souls of night, but also destroy at least 2 crimson altars to spawn Ocarilium or Mithril, preferably 5 altars, and also collect 6 vertebrae. You'll need this to craft the mechanical worm. Remember to keep iron and lead with you. By this point, you should be at the start of the first night. Go to the dungeon and kill Skeletron, then farm skeletons in the dungeon until you have 30 bones. You'll need 48 Ocarilium and 60 iron ore. If you don't have that, go back down to your elevator and use the sword to find it. Now there's only one material you need left. 3 lenses. Sit at your spawn, which is hopefully a forest biome, and kill eyeballs until you have 3. Now it's crafting time. Place down your Hellforge and make Ocarilium and iron bars. Make an anvil and then an Ocarilium anvil. Now you can craft the 3 mechanical summoning items and gun them down like paper. 16 minutes in and all you have left is boss fights. The important part is that the mechanical bosses will only spawn if it's still night. You have to collect all the materials before the first night is over, or you have to wait 15 minutes for the next night. But if you did it correctly, it's just a boss slaughter to the finish line. Use the Plantera teleportation item to get to the bulb and show the environment it deserves more plastic straws. Break into the jungle temple and kill Golem. Intentionally die and instant respawn. Now you can travel to the dungeon and kill the Lunatic Cultist. The celestial pillars should have plenty of enemies to clear them quickly, and then all you have to do is wait for impending doom. The hardest part of this run was collecting the ingredients to craft the mech bosses, but I can't think of any way to skip that isn't completely breaking the game. The loose rules of this run are no skipping the 10 bosses. It's more of an overpowered tools run, like you get a strong pickaxe, weapon, and movement ability. I think I'm gonna fight the Moonlord in between these trees. The Moonlord comes from the moon. You know, the astronauts find it really hard to walk and maneuver up there, so they often accidentally walk into each other, and whenever they bump into each other, they always apologize. And you have done it! Completed modded Terraria in 21 minutes. Thanks, Kevin.